If you are currently dissatisfied with your life situation, why are you waiting for it to be perfect to do physical action to change it? Why are you not feeling how you would feel in a better situation compared to the situation that you are seeing presently and are dissatisfied with? Why aren't you drawing frequency, inspiration from things that would drive you to achieve what you would want and what you would think you would need in your current reality? Why is it that you know that your spirit doesn't resonate with your physical, immediate situation, and then not do physical action to chase, not to chase, but to rather align, is the better word, your spirit to a different physical situation? I think man has this thing where they forget, once they get deep into this spiritual mindset, once they detach consciousness or ego from just the body of the ego, from what is behind the ego, once they do the work and they start seeing and feeling and thinking in different dimensions, they forget that just because you are able to receive high frequency by assuming high frequency, that's not going to do a damn thing if you don't then use physical inspired action. Don't forget, this is why we have hands, we have thumbs and fingers, we have arms and legs, we have strong bones, we have muscle. We can mold this muscle, we can sculpt this muscle into our own architectural masterpieces. As good as we look is simple reflection as good as we upkeep our spirit. If you are strong in spirit, there is no reason why you wouldn't physically be in shape. You would be in physical shape of a angular build that is symbolic of strength. You're going to have depth, you're going to have cuts. You're not going to be a smooth, circular blob. So, you can do all the spiritual work. You can go to Planet Fitness. You can start doing calisthenics. You can start eating more. You can start then cutting your calories. But if you know that 9 to 5s are bullshit, and you don't conflate money with jobs, congratulations. You escaped the rat race. Now what? You can't just, you can, but this video is tied down to human language. You can't just say that you're rich, feel rich, but then say that you are 100% completed in that whole process if you don't then receive the wealth that you are so abundant in because you don't need jobs. You can live in a time frame that you build within your own mind. You can build this time frame for yourself. It can be good and it can work, but as long as you physically don't have the money, because there's no excuse not to, you can't just write on the fact that, oh, your money will soon come. That's true. Like, it is right there. It's waiting for you behind the door. If you don't twist that knob and then open the door, if you don't do the physical work, I can have all these thoughts in my head right now, and I can enter a flow state so effortlessly, and I can communicate, I guess, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but more efficiently than your average guy. I think that's fair to say. I can do all these things. I don't need a script, but if I refuse to open my mouth and then speak and then record myself speaking and then have the courage to post it, what good is that? How much sense would it make for me to do this right now? Not even communicate that I was going to stop communicating. Just stop doing shit physically. I can have all these ideas. I can have all these mic drop philosophy moments. If I don't talk, if I don't open my mouth, if I don't record this shit, if I don't then post myself, broadcast my frequency, what good is the frequency? If that was the case, why wouldn't I have been made mute if I was just gonna do that? If I was spiritually inclined to just stay in that shell, what good is the ability to have functioning vocal cords? I could have just been mute. If you don't want to actually go to the gym, because there's nothing physically stopping you from doing what you want or need to do in the moment. Like, for example, someone can want to die all the time. There was moments where I didn't want to die, but I thought that I deserved to die. But I must have not been at that point where I was so deserving to die, because nothing was stopping me from doing this. Nothing, but then I didn't do it. And the fact that I'm even willing to do something like that shows you that there's nothing physically stopping me from doing what the fuck I say. And that doesn't make you low impulse or crazy, like it just makes you true to what you say. You can differentiate just unintelligent, highly impulsive monkeys from people who are just like really calm and like what the fuck they're gonna do. Like, say if a black guy who is super into like kickboxing and jiu-jitsu, and he's mad at you for some reason, and he's calmly saying to you, like he's not even angry, like he's looking you in the eyes, and he's saying, I'm going to fuck you up, like I'm going to take you to the ground, and I'm going to rip all of your arms out of the sockets, and I'm gonna fucking stomp on them, and I'm gonna bust all the teeth out of your face right now. And you say some stupid shit like, huh, do it, pussy, and like then he actually does the exact thing, nothing more, nothing less than what the fuck he said. Oh, he's high impulse, he's low IQ. He can't be that fucking low IQ. He's accurate enough to punch you in the face. Accuracy is indicative of intelligence. Versus some guy, oops, I stepped in your shoes, man. Hey, I apologize. And then he just, parts your skull in half. That's low impulse. That's low impulse. Let's not be fucking children here. You know how to differentiate it. Same thing with me, man. I think if I acted on my true impulses, or the impulses that weren't mine but were seated by a demon for me to act upon, it's all just bait. It's all rat traps. Bad thoughts don't exist. They're rat traps by demons. An ailment of thought is just as bad as an ailment of body. And to be anxious or to be super depressive, I'll go as far as to say that's like spiritual AIDS, man. Not only because it makes you like 1 HP away from death, like you're just 1 hit away, your health bar is like that at all times for as long as you keep it like that. You can spread that shit. You can spread depressive ideologies. You can spread fear porn, fear mongering. You can spread just a mental masturbation of how everything's fucked and you should be just a guy who hermits up in his own room and he shuts his blinds, he doesn't let the sun in, he's just on his iPhone looking up DBDR videos. Man, don't do that. And that's not a diss to DBDR, man, or that's not a fucking diss to him. That's not a diss to him, because he's just honestly saying what the fuck's going on in his life. But someone with a low frequency can see that shit, spiritually tag onto it, watch every single video, and it's warping this guy's mind, and he becomes DBDR. Same thing with music. Be careful what you listen to, because if you listen to any fuck shit on the radio, you're becoming that bad frequency. That song about shooting people, you are that song. That song about being a whore, you are that whore. It's all rat traps. You're walking on eggshells all the time. But because of this, do you want to walk on eggshells all the time, or do you want to take some fucking agency for once in your life? And do you want to start doing physically the things that you daydream about? Because there's nothing physically stopping you from doing that. There is nothing physically stopping you from acting upon the low frequency actions that you tend to do more than the positive ones. When's the last time you did something strictly off of an idea that you felt was good, that you didn't even think was good, you just felt was good the moment it happened? Be highly impulsive in high frequency. It's not bad to be highly impulsive if all your impulses is of angelic influence, not demonic. What's wrong about that? That scares demons. The only people who that would scare or anger and upset is a demon. Oh, you don't believe that you need a job to make money or to have money? No, I don't believe that. Oh, that's fucking stupid. You're just lazy, you don't want to work. I'm not going to wear these projections that you would like for me to wear because I am not lazy. I'm a hard worker. I have a great work ethic. And I'm not scared of work. I've worked hard before. I just know that working hard isn't all there is to it. I can punch this fucking brick wall all day, but if my intent is to break down the house, wouldn't a wrecking ball be more efficient? If I know that working 60, 70 hours isn't as efficient in having money as doing what I genuinely spiritually feel is better, then proving fucking time and time again, vain the attempt of trying to punch this fucking house down with my fist. My fist is not a wrecking ball, but my limitations are not limited to my fist because wrecking balls exist. Before the wrecking ball existed, someone intended to break down a structure and realized, hard work, I can punch this structure as hard as I can. I can train, I can strengthen myself, but this fist isn't going to cut it. It isn't to say I'm not going to cut it. That's just to say this fist alone won't cut it. Look at all of what is around me. Trees, leaves. This would all be hyper efficient in super specific situations that you can create for yourself. And if you live in the present, every moment is of clairvoyance and of knowingness and of peace because you're not anxious. You aren't worried about the future. You aren't expanding your reality into this tunnel that's spiraling downward and it's aimed towards a fucking horror movie that you live in, that a demon put in your head because he wanted you to experience that horror movie in your head when you're anxious and you're having thoughts about the future and you think the worst possible thing and you spiritually invest in that worst possible thing. So then you are fearful, and that fear is an energetic beacon that attracts that worst possible thing because you do things inspired by that bad frequency. You do things out of fear. You do inspired action all the time. So just know what's influencing you. You are always in a current of inspired action. So if you think you're on autopilot and if you think you're powerless, you just might be powerless. But how could you be powerless if you're you, unless something else is you? And it just fools you into thinking that something else was you. And that's why nothing has felt good or real to you in the past 7 years. You might just be possessed. You think being possessed is fucking floating around and spinning your head? Nah. Nope. That's when you wake up at 2 p.m. every day. That's when you spend more time on your phone than you do even outside of your room, talking to your mother or father, socializing. You spend more time consuming. You spend less time creating. Possession is like not fucking eating, not fucking sleeping. Possession is always being fucking angry at something. Possession is when something is exceedingly unfortunate again and again and again and again and again, and it's getting kind of freaky to the point where even if you don't believe in the spiritual, you start to think something's fucking wrong. That's because something's fucking wrong. If you drove up at your driveway after a hard day's work that fucking sucked, and then you park your car, you walk out, and then you realize it's a huge oil trail coming from where you parked at, like the street you drove up to the fucking front of the house in the driveway. Ah, shit, that's like an engine block crack or something. You ain't got a car, and you don't have a way to go to work. Two things that just happened randomly. What are the chances? You start obsessing about what are the chances this happens to me? Why? Why are you worried about why? The fact of the matter is, this is your life now. You don't have a car, and you basically have zero way to go to work. So on top of that, a domino effect after domino effect of bad frequency thing after bad frequency thing, because all you do is fucking immediately emotionally invest and do things charged on that negative frequency. What happens when you see that oil trail? You start fucking panicking. Already inspired action. You didn't have to panic. And you know that panicking fucking sucks. Being anxious and fearful and mad all the time fucking sucks. You still do it. Is something physically blocking you from not doing that and breathing? Immediately accepting and carefully constructing a pathway of high frequency things to completely transmute that bad frequency thing into the best possible thing that could have happened to you for that specific time frame that you're in. When you live in the present, you are godlike because you know everything. I am choosing every single word that is flowing out of my mouth right now. Again, no script. Think about how the Creator chose every single blade of grass to be in front of me. The grass you can see and the grass you can't see. Imagine the Creator making a storm. He's counting every single droplet, and then he's ordaining these droplets to drop in these specific directions. You can be a master like that in your own mind. And because you are aligning with heavenly creation and of heavenly mindset, this is why you are godlike. Anything else?